Welcome to Guns, Gear, and Guns with Gary Gunderson. I am Gary Gunderson. In Oregon, Measure 114 looks to pass as of November 14th by a margin of 50 point something to 49 point something, and not even all the votes are reported yet. Called the Reduction of Gun Violence Act, which, fair rule of thumb, most legislative measures will do the exact opposite of whatever they are titled. It will make life a lot tougher for any firearms owners within the state. If you read almost any article about the measure, it is filled with hard statistics about how it will reduce gun violence. Just kidding, it's full of anecdotal stories of people who are hoplophobes, literally having an irrational fear of firearms. And the quotes in these articles would be hilarious if they were not stripping away fundamental rights. For instance, take the mother worried about active shooters. Lockdowns, both real and practices, has had lasting mental impact on her kids, and she always wonders, is today the day? Where there's a shooting at their school. Meanwhile, even with this measure in place, a school shooting could still happen in Oregon. Or take the 17-year-old who is too young to vote but constantly refreshing the vote totals and crying when they declared victory, and that they are making it a safer place for all people, except law-abiding gun owners. Or the idiot who just proves the opposite point, saying, just like people steal cars, criminals will steal guns too. I just want to make it harder for them.
Wait, what? Hang on, what? Wait, what?
But criminals steal, like you said, so they will not follow the measure anyways, so they will still have the guns, and if anything, you will just disarm the law-abiding, putting them in greater danger. Nice. Of course, there's the ever-present staple for gun control measures, the token gun owner who will appeal to their own authority as a gun owner and listen to this quote. My preferred concealed carry weapon does not have more than 10 rounds in its magazine anyway, so I figured that passing 114 would make it less likely that I would be outgunned if I were in a gunfight with an active shooter. Fun alert! This quote is infuriating. What kind of nonsense is this? This guy can't be bothered to carry any more than 10 rounds, and he will take what he perceives as a deficiency and simply make it illegal for anyone else to do any different. And if you look at the vote totals and think that the close margin of victory is a coincidence, it's not. It's a coldly calculated certainty. An Oregon political consultant said that the key to a ballot measure is to get as much in there as you can without making it too hard to vote yes. A thin margin of victory means you didn't leave anything on the table. If you're an advocate for gun control, you wouldn't want to pass something with 65% because maybe there was more control you could get. And that's the key takeaway here. Gun control advocates do not want consensus. They don't even want to craft semi-reasonable measures that can get widespread support in the populace. They want control. They want to cram down as much as they can and will do it with the slimmest margin of victory possible. 65% support is not even 2/3 majority, and gun control advocates say that's too much support. They will take that one extra vote in favor and wield it like a club, stripping away fundamental rights clearly enumerated in the Constitution that pre-exist government. They will convince the people to forfeit their rights and the rights of others. They will do this out of fear. Fear that they have instilled in their own population, fear that can only be quelled by heavier, more robust government control. Oregon should be a wake-up call to any gun supporters. You may have had a Supreme Court win this year, but you can't stop, because they certainly will not. And keep in mind, this strategy to play on the heartstrings of voters, to push as strict a gun control measure they can, will be used at the national level. They will continue to press it, they will continue to advocate for it, and they will not even stop where Oregon did. They will push for stricter gun control until Oregon's measures appear lenient in comparison. Meanwhile, in Oregon, this will not have the outcome they want. But the politicians and supporters will always fall back on the unprovable point that if they had not done this, it would have been worse. If they had not done this, there would have been more deaths, completely ignoring all the law-abiding gun owners who could not find the time or could not afford to jump over the new legal hurdles, who will die because they were unarmed or just needed one more bullet in self-defense that was prohibited by the government. And those deaths will not be on the lips of the supporters, or if they are, it will be used as a rallying cry that the gun control in place is still not enough. Remember to always support pro-gun politicians at every level, and a political party is no guarantee, so always look into who you support. There are still some people out there who do understand we have a constitution. I was actually planning to do a video about the specific new restrictions that Oregon 114 will put into place, but got carried away reading articles about the measure before getting to the measure itself. But if this gets enough views, likes, and comments, I'll try to get another video up going over all the details that this measure puts in place as a follow-up. But that's up to viewers like you. Subscribe if you are new here. Let me know what you think of the channel. Check out my other content. Thanks for watching.